いい夢を、ドクター。いい夢を、ドクター。
Good morning. Good morning. What's wrong with my test? Yes. Alright. Okay. Alright. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
香り？香水をつける趣味はないけど、ああ、多分この睡蓮の香りかな。
Oh,
ドクター、ご機嫌いかがかな？
buddy is fresh out of the dryer, baby. Feels good. Feels good, man. Why's my voice so low right now? What? Why voice low? But why? Nande? Ma, it should be fine, I think. Should be fine, I think. So I was thinking doing a little bit of story because this event doesn't end. It ends in 4 days, so we have time. We do indeed have time. We do have time. Let's see. So what event do we, what story do we want to do? Chapter 14? I'll be reading through this again because I skipped it for the first time. And I mean this we can just fucking get rid of that, right? Actually we'll do adverse. Okay. Let's see. Let's do chapter 14 today then, for a little bit. Until we spend all our sanities, all our sanities. Updated the title. Absolved will be the seekers. There's nothing else here, right? Yeah, it's just the, I mean, it's just the H stages. Dad, me, mom. The happy Windermere family. Da 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 bum bum ba da dum. Ma. Ah. It just looks like my mic is like super low for some reason. Why? Why is it so low? Did it accidentally like? No, it's still using the same settings. Okay, maybe I just. Maybe like this. Maybe this is fine. Actually, this is looking much better. Nice. Okay. Today we do chapter 14, boys. This monster is soon. Monster is soon. For those that haven't seen it, let me try to pull it up. What is it? I thought I have it saved somewhere. I didn't. Get rid of that. Monster. Arknights. Oh. Where is it? The fuck, it's not on the wiki yet. Get to work. Wiki people, get to work. Where is it? I could just bring up the YouTube video, but I don't want to. No, that's a meme. Ah, yeah. This will work. Here we go. That, my friends, is our girl Monster. Yes, you guessed it right. It's Kelsey's daughter. / pet. Anyways. Oh, he thought I was done streaming? Must have been a while ago, I haven't noticed. XD. Been too busy. Alright, chapter 14. We skipped this last time because we wanted to do the events. Didn't want to get spoiled, but we farmed the shit out of this first stage. just to get the event mats. But we haven't done the adverse version yet, so we'll be going through this. Let's see. Not every meeting has a beautiful ending, Amia. A lot of stories end suddenly. A lot of stories keep us tossing and turning in our beds. And some stories end with a long, long sigh. In a wilderness without end, people meet and go their separate ways. But at the crucial moment when we cross paths, no one knows if we should really be saying such solemn goodbyes. Where's the music? There's no music. Oh, there we go. Knock, knock. Who's there? Come in. It's a child, Amia. Teresa, are you back? Amia? What's the matter? Look what time it is. You should be in bed if you don't want Kelsey getting angry with you. Can't sleep. You have work to do. You've been waiting for me all day, haven't you? Did something happen? Nope. Everyone's been very nice to me, and I'm keeping up with my homework too. I've finished all the assignments Dr. Kelsey gave me. I know you've been really busy and it shouldn't bother you, but I don't know why. I really want to see you today. Aw. Teresa kneels down and hugs Amia. Is this Babel? Oh no, it's not Babel. It's chapter 14. I'm here for you now. Alright. Saw you standing here, waiting by yourself while everyone else was gone for so long. I still remember the look on your face. I don't get it. Are you worried about something? Isn't everyone saying we're about to win? We're winning, boys. Yes. There's always good news. But that being said, though, I should do Babel. I should really do Babel. Maika. I'll get to it eventually. The fighters capture another town. We advance our position once more. Kazdel, our home, is closer than ever. But Amia, Babel still has a very long journey ahead of us. Our goal is so far away. I don't actually even know if we're still sailing towards our original destination. Teresa lets out a brief sigh and looks into the distance. Amia follows Teresa's gaze but finds nothing. Babel does not exist to win victories. It never has. Victories and scars go hand in hand, and those scars are far more difficult than we ever anticipated to heal. Or rather, can they even be healed? Teresa's voice is very soft, almost like a dream melted away in water. As a cloud or mist rises, the brief, momentary smile that she had before now seems distant and hazy. A young cultist girl thinks that, for a moment or two, the woman holding her hand all this time almost seemed to have disappeared into the mist herself. And so Amia makes the effort to stand on her tippy toes and stretches her hand out. The young girl's soft fingertips touches the forehead between the eyes of the king of Sarkaz. Tries to smooth those knitted brows. Teresa, I still remember what you told me. Perhaps one day we'll be able to let everyone on this vast land fall into peaceful slumber. No, Amia, we have lots of time to talk about the future, but if you stay up all night, you won't get any taller. What are you going to do if you're still a teeny tiny bean by the time Rhode Island is proudly sailing across the vast lands? Damn. Short. If I point my ears up, I'll look taller, won't I? Really don't want to go back to your room, don't you? I'm not being naughty, I'm just... Alright, let's not tell Kelsey then. You can stay a little longer. It's been a while since I told you a story, hasn't it? It's okay, I still remember all the stories you told me. A long time ago, there was a great big desert and a tiny little doll made of sackcloth. The little puppet swore he would cross the desert to find legendary plains of hope. But you never told me how the story ends. Oh, that one, huh? It's Vinland! There were a lot of scary things out there in the desert. If I were to tell you, you'd never sleep again. I'm not scared of them. Besides, if you tell this story, I'm sure it'll have a nice ending. Alright. What the fuck? My Twitch bug out? No, okay. The desert. It was so vast and wide, like there was no end to it. Our little puppet has been through many great adventures, and at last, he made it. His goal was right in front of him, the Plains of Hope. What were the plains like? The kind of place that anyone would like to call home. Kind of place with all the carrot pies I could eat, With everybody on the land ship there too? Maybe. But things are never that easy in these stories. He still had to overcome the last obstacle that stood in his way. The desert was very cold, and the wind there never stopped. In the light of the twin moons, there seemed to be some black-cloaked shadows whispering to themselves. The moment he looked for them, they disappeared. What were the black-cloaked shadows? They were the echoes of the oldest despair and sadness. If they catch you, you'll never escape them. The shadows whispered among themselves and lay trap after trap to stop the puppet. The black-cloaked shadows didn't want to let the puppet make it any further. They did everything they could to try to get him to turn around. Because if the puppet made it to the desert, hope would start to spread their way, and they would disappear. But the puppet didn't know that. His goal never once changed. The puppet made it past their traps and foiled their plans. All the trick they had up their sleeves had failed. They were furious, and they decided they weren't going to hide anymore. They were going to duke it out with the puppet and fight him to the death. When he saw the shadows rushing towards him, the puppet took a long spear made of needle and some threads. Then so why did he become the echoes of despair and sadness? Well, about that. Did they catch orpathy? And the pain kept them up at night? Then maybe the puppet could cure them, just like what you and Dr. Kelsey wants to do. Cure them. If the puppet cured them and turned them into happy and peaceful shadows, then everybody could go to the plains of hope together, right? Were they born baddies who like to scare people? No, dear, of course not. They found out that they all had wounds on their bodies. It was the wounds that turned them into who they were. Couldn't he fix them up with his needle and thread? Just like what you always do. Maybe, perhaps it's worth a try. Sleepy? No, I'm not. Did you do it? The puppet tried over and over. The stitches were thick and ugly. The black cloak shadows were livid. What happened next? Maybe. Peace and happiness don't really come so easily, but in the end, they decided to let the puppet go. The black cloak shadows watched the puppet walk into the distance. They decided they let the puppet give it a shot. But a big river stood before him. He didn't even know how wide it was. All he knew was that he couldn't see the other side of the river. That's a sea. He knew that the plains of hope were on the other side, but there weren't any boats nearby. There wasn't even a decently sized frond? What the fuck is a frond? The leaf or leaf-like part of a palm, fern, or similar plants. I see. Every day I play Arknights and I'm learning something new. Like, what the f... This fucking visual novel game, dude. Teaching me English. What do I do now? He thought to himself, and he decided to see if he could swim across. But he's a cloth puppet. Right, he was made of cloth. If he got wet, he would only get heavier and heavier until he sank to the bottom of the river. But if he stopped here, his journey would have been for nothing. He leapt into the water and found that the river was cold and salty, like tears. Apparently, a lot of people across the lands wanted to go to those plains, but not one of them succeeded. It was their tears that formed this river. The puppet finally understood just how many people shed tears over this. The puppet swam and swam. He felt his body slowly soaking up the tears. Did the other side of the river really exist? Perhaps the shadows were right. It was called the Plains of Hope because no one could truly make it there. People speak different languages, and their hearts are not connected. Home. Home. The river meant that there must also be a source to return to. Sleep soundly, Amia. Good night. Teresa. Feels good, man. Amia has no idea how she got back to her room that night. She slept very soundly. Did the puppet make it across the shore? What happened in the end? A ravine suddenly appeared, just like that. The two sides have lost contact. Oh, we're back to this part. Amia? Oh, doctor, when did you get back? Is everyone waiting for me? I'm sorry, I just needed minutes. You did well. It's okay, doctor, I'm all ready. Let's head over there together. We're going to war, baby. We're about ready to departure. Every one of us has to leave Brentwood. Good thing those bones are large enough for us all to fit. The military commission must already have caught wind that we took in control of the town and the life bone. It goes without saying that the skeleton is of tremendous importance. Their counter-offensive might already be on their way. Perhaps the Sarkas are watching our every move as we speak. But since their rapid tactical units, the Witchling, took to the skies, it's always felt like somebody's been watching us in the mist. It's unnerving. Will only get more dangerous from here on out. We all know that the Exemplars will not give up their counter-offensive on Londinium. We have no other choice. Victoria's people have endured this long enough already. Good thing we seized the skeleton. Under ideal conditions, it will serve as a temporary stronghold. The wounded and civilians will also get us settled down a little. Besides, if what Holder said is true, it can teleport anywhere, although it might make the users nauseous. This is indeed some much appreciated help, but something is bothering me. Why wouldn't the military commission defend such an important transport to the death? Perhaps they gave up because of the pressure on the battlefield, or perhaps Duke Harel the Sanguinarch underestimated his enemies. Or it's more likely that their plan in Londinium has already reached a stage where they can't afford to worry about anything happening outside. The Sanguinarch still completed his final ritual. This may be exactly why they turned their gaze not to the lifebone but to somewhere else. Order has finished negotiating with the consciousness left in the skeleton. It will, yes, listen to our proposal. With its help, we will be able to return to the battlefield at any moment. Most importantly, it gives us an opportunity to get close to the airship and the shard. If we make use of this trump card well, just maybe, we'll be able to mount an airborne assault on central Londinium. Take out their headquarters directly. Good, I like that. The area around the shard is heavily guarded, and my guess is that military commission's airship won't let us hover over their heads without a fight. All we can do is find an opening for a strike team to enter, and as soon as they made it in, we'll have the lifebone depart. That means the strike team can't retreat. At the same time, we still have to get to the bottom of what's been bothering Amiya. What exactly is the Sarkas planning, and how to foil their little tricks? We won't be able to make it. We don't be able to take the shard with this little time by ourselves, but we still have friends inside that massive city. We need to get in touch with them. According to our intelligence, there likely isn't many combatants stationed inside the shard. Based on my experience fighting their commander, if there is this, Amiya, what would you say our chances are? 33.333%. Repeating, of course. No, we should avoid direct confrontation with them at all costs. No one is strong enough to single-handedly defeat Thyrsis. Besides, our greatest threat right now is not a single powerful Sarkas hero, rather, it's their ambition to see their plans come to fruition. We'll only be able to end this war quickly by stopping it from happening. Few squads on their own can't end a war. We still need a Victorian military. It is true that the Duke of Windermere perishing on the front lines is beyond what any of us might have. Oh, forgive me, Lady Delphine. Standing beside you now is an intelligence officer in the service of Duke of Windermere. In the service of Duke Windermere, now her daughter. Pay me no mind. Duke of Windermere's untimely passing has disrupted a fragile balance on the outskirts of Londinium. They are on the brink of war. Until a few weeks ago, I was still under the impression that if the Dukes would have put their minds to it and attacked Londinium together, the Sarkas' defeat would have been all but assured. This will be a decisive battle, one far worse than what any of the bigwigs have been anticipating. I like to say they wish this upon themselves, but it's the frontline soldiers and innocent citizens who are suffering right now. So when the time comes, who's gonna win? Us, the Exemplars, or the Dukes? Sorry, I guess I shouldn't be asking that before operation. It's fine. I know what it is you're worried about. But there's no need to worry. A great many people stood up, raised their heads, and woke from their dreams because of this calamity. Whether willingly or forced, you are far from the only ones. We need to focus on the problem at hand, how to break through the battlefield for a Londinium counter-offensive. as well as how to stop the shard strikes. Illusion of choice. We received a transmission indicating that we have several Rhode Island support teams on the way. There are many things we will only be able to accomplish here at Rhode Island. It seems none of us have any objections. That being the case, everyone turns to Amiya. Suddenly you feel a hint of relief, gratification, excitement, and pride. After all, you are standing right beside her. This war has come to a head, and Theresis intends to use some more decisive and forceful means to tear Victoria to shreds. This has nothing to do with whether the Sarkas truly have a right to revenge. It has nothing to do with whether the nobles may bear this heavy burden for Victoria. If we solve all our problems by destroying our enemies, then this land, plagued by war from the beginning, has no hope. The Confessori and Theresis are there, at the hearts of Londinium, toppling this empire, standing on shaky ground. I will go to them and I will stop them. For that future and for the future of all. Giga chat, Amiya. SW. As the NS that it gets. Pain, dude. Short skirt. Man. Pain. And this is my favorite sheep that I don't have. Isn't a big gap like this a waste? I got some real juicy explosives from Closure. Enough to pack every corner of this place full. And they're still cooking up stupid ideas like mounting an attack at Londinium. This is the military commission we're talking about. Who knows what tricks theirs has got up his sleeve? Oh? Bomb the place. Straight up. Why do you think the military commission went through all that trouble to hide this skeleton instead of retreating as a second airship? This thing is fragile. It's only thanks to the witchcraft device that we can communicate with the Pheromont's lingering breath of life. An attack, no matter how weak, could spell the end of it. You think I'm talking about dropping bombs out of it? I'm saying let's make it the bomb. A bomb that can fly just about anywhere it wants. That can fly right into Terrace's face at any moment. The perfect bomb. What? You're still thinking about letting it take us back to Gazdel? If we don't deal with Terraces, we aren't going anywhere. It's like the simplest path to solving our problems here. Got something to share with the class? Nothing at all. I didn't expect to see you so tense. Should I teach you a few deep breathing techniques? Whatever, W. Get in this right frame of mind for this operation. Otherwise, no amount of explosives is going to fix what's going on in your head. That just means we're going to need even more bombs. It's true. If you can't fix something with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape. If you can't fix something with a bomb, you're not using enough bombs, I guess. If you say so. Us. Remember when we ran into that lich the other day? Never mind, forget it. You're wondering whether Teresa out there is real or not again, aren't you? Enough of that already. I'm not the one you need to convince. I wasn't the one who called her fake first either. Did I ever tell you your arts are disgusting? I didn't need to read your shadow. I've been pretty anxious for a while now. What will you do if you run into her again? I told you it's a fake. I'm going to kill it and be done with this. And what if it's not? Then I'll rescue her and get to the bottom of everything. That's Teresa. I know. I think you don't. You haven't figured out how to treat Teresa. How to handle an enemy leader. That's a taboo, and you know it far better than I do. And Ness, you know what pisses me off the most? I remember a lot of stuff. I remember the crystal on the head of the old part who taught me how to make explosives. I remember the prices on your heads. I remember how Her Highness wrestled with that door, and how Kelsey once got her hair caught in the same door. I remember all these things that don't fucking matter. But I don't remember. I can't for the life of me remember when's the last time I saw her was, or even what we talked about. Yeah, I barely ever had a normal conversation with her. There were so many of us on that ship. I was small potatoes, and she was Babel's chairman. There's probably a joke, some silly complaint or nagging, but it definitely wasn't a goodbye. This time, I'll make up for that and say it. Then I won't forget. Anyways, I've got to get my mercs checking over their equipments. This is gonna be one hell of a job. Whatever you say. But if your legs give out on you, and you need somebody to give you a good kick in the ass, you know who to call. Yeah, this nightmare has gone on long enough. We should be looking straight ahead. She's gonna bomb everything, boys. It's Teresa. All preparations are complete. The airship is ready to take flight. Yes. It will all be over soon. Come, walk with me one last time, Teresa. Very well. That armor is so sick. The military commission of Kazdel has secretly constructed airship docks just like this one in the support layers of several sectors throughout Londinium. This is the largest among them, and it is where the airship was born. The ship is seen as a terrifying weapon of war, a herald of destruction, and a flying fortress, but very few are aware of the original intent behind the airship's construction. It is to uncover a buried secret, and beyond that, it is to break free of an internal shackle. The brother and sister are walking in the great ship dock, down a long passageway, where every Sarkaz they pass stops and greets the two of them. When was the last time they had a nice walk like this together? Thinking about it, compared to the amount of time they have spent together, the days that have passed is nothing, but they were also long enough. What's on your mind, Teresa? I certainly remember that when Kazdel was rebuilt into a nomadic city, we stood next to each other on the city walls, shoulder to shoulder, just like this. It was supposed to be a happy day, but then it rained. Some said it was a bad omen. I still remember how the soul furnace's flames looked all the brighter in the rain. And there's more. I'm suddenly remembering so much. It's been too long. It has been too long indeed. From Kazdel to Kazdel, our goal lies right before us. There is but one last step in our plan. Those who walk with us will find a great city standing tall upon this land, and we, Sarkaz, will do as we wish, seizing control of our own fates. I need you. The warriors who once firmly believed in your path, the girl who is called the King of Sarkaz, they've all come before you now. Of course they came. I've always believed they would. Maybe decide how you will confront them. I've never once been confused, but I had hoped this day would take longer to arrive. Now that it's come to this, I actually feel I underestimated those I should have had faith in. Versus, I'm delighted. I'm delighted that even after we made the decision, they're still willing to stand up against us. They are decisive and strong, and they are growing at an unimaginable pace. Perhaps they will make their way to you in the end. They may be much stronger now than the woman I was, the one who couldn't accomplish anything. I'm looking forward to it. And it's time for me to leave too. Teresa steps onto the airship's gangway, while Teresa remains where he stands, quietly watching her. Teresa. This time we should bid each other a proper farewell. Teresa reaches her hand out and smoothes out the creases on Teresa's cloak. Goodbye. Goodbye. And just like that, she's gone forever. The silence lasts until the steel door closes and its thick shadows shroud the two of them. They say nothing more. The pulsing of the myriad souls is ceaseless. Teresa lightly closes her eyes to bear with its surge. The endless murmurs are like the tide. It exhausts. It drags those within it ever downward, and it suffocates. Perhaps within it once existed brief moments of happiness, or the occasional delight. but there is simply too much pain. So much that the pain permeates every word and sentence. Oh, myriad souls, even though I have almost completely exhausted myself, I still cannot see the other side. Shattered hearts abound on these lands. And so, even if I have only grief at my disposal, and if my body was wrought to tears, be my oar and be my ark. Let tears carry tears, and let suffering lift up suffering. It's time that we set sail. Back on the firmaments. Is Logos. Logos is examining the bone whistle in his hands. He knows every pattern carved into it, and every wear and tear on its surface. He remembers receiving this from his mother while he was still a small child. Its sound was not nearly as sonorous and vivid as it is now. Oh shit, I almost skipped. This is the Banshee's bone whistle. This is my first time seeing the real thing. Banshees are a rare sight among mercenaries to begin with, much less one with a bone whistle. That said, I've heard plenty of stories about the bone whistle. It's a symbol of terror. It sounds foretells death pursuits. The Banshees portend death and willingly serve as the embodiment of death and danger. But I rarely ever saw you use the whistle. Not at Babel all those years ago, or at Rhode Island now. The vampire accused you of rejecting the power of your bloodline. It already sounded. It need not sound again. Metaphors about death itself are a dime a dozen, but what comes after death? True, the Banshees portend death, but nothing more. If death wasn't the end of all beings, and there was more than nothingness after the toll of the death knell, then this foretelling would have been meaningless. That's why we set down the bone whistles for bone pens. New meaning is born from the pen tips, while the past is only recorded by the same tips. This is why we stand together now, Holder. Is that right? Go see. Yes, towards the other side of death, rebirth. It matters not what Chersis intends to accomplish. This war will not and cannot be allowed to develop into a raging fire that destroyed the Sarkaz, as history has seen countless times before. Fuck, I clicked. Having burned for so long, this hatred cannot be easily extinguished, but we can stop it from engulfing all souls upon these lands. That includes each and every race there is. Doctor, hold on tight. The final battle is about to begin. Is able to begin. The Fairmouth skeleton wriggles its body and once again dives straight into history. The fragments of time are like bubbles in a muddled stream. After they break up, the remains are still vague and indistinct. Amia feels the ripping of space-time rushing past her. You look at her and see her eyelashes twitch you. What exactly does she see? Perhaps nothing more than reflections passing by, or fleeting hallucinations. The distance between memories and history is always much longer than we expect. Countless sceneries, both ancient and modern, sweep by under the Fairmouth's frame. Those who find themselves within are astonished by this advancement or regression of times, the disasters that unfold before them, and the happiness in their hands. And when they look upon them from high above, perhaps these sights have never actually changed. Then the illusion grows much stronger and more twisted. A seed is rapaciously absorbing nutrients. It reads, whimpers, trying to tear away all fabricated representation. This creation, far beyond human comprehension, waits silently. The slightest movement is enough to rend the continent and allow the crystal to proliferate. No, this isn't right. This isn't the Fairmouth's power. The entire sky is burning red. The life bonus out of control. It's been pulled off its original course. Are we under attack? Guard the entrance to all cabins. Watch for attacking aircraft. Preparing anti-boarding measures. All non-combatants retreat to your shelters. Mercs fan out. Don't let any drooling morons onto the ship. This makes no sense. The sensors I set up are all reading normal. The skelter is not damaged at all. What the fuck is happening? Is this scouting your best friend, Hoarder? Get it to chill out. Hoarder, can you adjust the course at all? We mustn't land in the center of the battlefield. Buckle up, everybody. I don't want anyone getting flung out to the gaps in the bones. So I'm all my drones to try to pull Pheromone's bones back and reduce the impact of the crash. Don't get your hopes up though. Our descent isn't slowing, going by the current speed. The meaning of language shall grant us wings. I command these words to lift this weight. Logos is OP. Keep chanting your incantations, Banshee. Hoarder, keep steering us north. There's a valley there. We should fit right in. My link with the pyramid is fading. I can't control it much longer. Protect the doctor. Prepare for impact. Calm down, doctor. You'll be fine. Yeah, how are things over? All the wounded and civilians have been relocated. Feist and Rock are working on getting the transport secured. Got it. Ines, my mercs have anything to say? They're all here with me, working on getting some witchcraft going. We'll need a little more time. Should be able to withstand half of the impact force. The Hoarder, these bones won't shatter here. The valley's in sight. Our angle's not quite there yet. We need to turn left by another 20 degrees. Bang. Nice. 14-2. So the pollution can deal true damage to units on it and greatly reduces SP recovery. Does true damage to units in its area every second and greatly reduce their SP recovery. Let's go. Can't be that bad. Right? First one is easy. It literally plays itself, I think. I think it quite literally plays itself. Ours damage while inside the pollution. Did they die? No. Oh, they're not getting hurt here? Oh, they are. Uh-huh. Ah, this doesn't matter. Easy game.
まさかこれもお前の計算のうちか。
完璧な結果だ。Alright, what is this tutorial? Let's see, we're finally going past what we had
怪我
before.
人はいない？
Oh shit, is this thing? Uh-huh. Try to avoid them when deploying. There's that storm in the distance. It looks like it's heading towards us. It's an active random storm conjured by the enemy arts. It has the same effect of the pollution, but even stronger. Why is it headed our way? Storm expanded? Correct. It grows stronger when it absorbs the active organism in the path. Real danger here, instructor. How do we deal with this? We can deploy a new, whether altered in another direction to draw away from us. Once placed, we'll have to deploy an operator activated too. Okay.
戦場は騒がしいから、指示はもっと大きい声でお願い。
Mission accomplished.
Oh, so those things draw the tornadoes. Units deal true damage to this pad. 4,000 on the battlefield no longer available for deployment, and some enemies will defer. Ah, shit. Although I think we're fine, right? This team should be fine. We're 13 hours into the operation. The further we go, the more dire the situation becomes. Freshly rent canyons, diverted rivers, pathways that withstood the weight of great nomadic cities, now torn, distorted, warped beyond recognition. Maps of the past are now no more than scrap paper. Every trail must be charted anew. There is no doubt that the blood of T-Kaz lies this way, though. Our bond yet hums. The closer we get to the heart of the battlefield, the higher the rates of urgent integrates with all information. The rocks, the soil, the waters, the people. Originame's influence has a clutch around virtually everything on Terra. Yet perhaps we have long forgotten the fundamental principles of how it works. Perhaps you shall find out rather soon, Doctor. Or maybe no. Never mind. Objectively speaking, this origin contaminated terrain does give a tactical advantage to terraces and military operations. In contrast, the Victorian front is all but shattered. But this level of urgent activity still pales in comparison to the catastrophe strike earlier. Terraces will never use Bergerac so recklessly just to gain a slight tactical advantage. This much I know of him. He knows the consequences. There's a vehicle heading this way. Halt. The truck shuddered to a stop as several familiars' faces hop off. It's these guys. Master Banshee and the King of Sarkaz. I told you we shouldn't have taken this road. We can't run away now. Well, it's not like they're bad guys. We're just supposed to stay at the lifeboat? Well, I'll be honest here. Master Banshee, Your Highness, we were scared, terrified, having to stay inside the skeleton, not knowing who or what might come running over the hills to attack us, so we ran. I know that desertion is a crime, but we were never going to be any use, were we? So I beseech you, my lord, Your Highness, please don't execute us. We'll happily take the whip instead, however many lashings you wish. Not going to execute you, and and never demanded that you fight for me. If you want to go, then you may go. And we three go along with you. I'll be a fool shopkeep. How much of a chance do you think the three of us in the broken trucks got? We'll probably get blown up by a bomb or worse. Your Highness, this is just my humble request. But please get us off this battlefield. I'll give you everything I have. As long as these two live, I'll swear my undying fealty to you. No, that's not the issue here. If you were to follow us, I'm sorry to say that it would just be as this dangerous. What do you think we should do, Doctor? Do you really want to do that? I see. You're just trying to live in the mood. Well then, driver, we can travel together for a while. After we pass through the war zone, we should leave Victoria once and for all. The coin. Huh? The coin I gave you. I was wrong to beg it of you. It was my honor to serve, Banshee Lord. How could I have expected payment for such a privilege? I hope you don't think me a miser. I need to ensure that they are not imposters. You need not fear, I hold no malice against you. Douglas moves his fingers and the coin in his palm vanishes, only to reappear in the shopkeep's hand in a heartbeat. The shopkeep stares, first at the hand capable of quaking the earth and shaking mountains with a single pen stroke, then at the coin in his own hand, and finally back at the deadpan Banshee, unsure how to react. Was that a magic trick? How delightful, you're a man of many talents, sire. Crowd, huh? I saw Scout and Outcast demonstrated several times, but I could never quite get the movements right. It is my lack of skill that made for a lackluster effect. Doctor, there are times when I also regret the fact that many of our shared memories have disappeared into the aether. If we ever find ourselves time to reminisce after this ordeal, perhaps you will be pleasantly surprised by the anecdotes of your past. For now, we must go. Ah, fuck, dude. Can't remember funny Logos moments? What? This is a huge issue, guys. Huge. There's no sound here. Yeah, the music is gone. The stillness is strange. I can't hear the sound of our breathing or the vehicle's engine. I can't even hear my own heartbeats. Is it some sort of arts? Could someone have blocked all sounds in the vicinity to conceal themselves? No, Amiya, listen carefully. It is not that sound has forsaken this place. Instead, there is a great, tremendous roar, so great that it drowns out its lessers. It is the deafening cry of death itself. The leaf hangs from the lowest branch, its surface tinted with vibrant yet bizarre colors, like the work of a haphazard artist or sunlight reflecting off a puddle of grease. Fungal infection? It is rotting. Decay unhinges its maw, gnawing it at all in its sight, leaving behind only iridescent bite marks. Within a few seconds, a sprightly yet strange coloration spreads across the entire plant and even onto other bushes. The once succulent leaves become strips of foaming liquid, leaving behind only bare vein networks quivering in the wind. Just like a fin beast's skeleton after its flesh has been picked clean, unceremoniously discarded. The wind rises, as if wanting to tear at their skin. It is the sigh of an unsatiated beast. Locals the marsh. Silver incantations flow forth, plunging into the depths of the marsh. Did you manage to stop it? No. The muffled sound of water sloshing ripples from the marsh, echoing about in deathly silence. The sound of a foot pulling from the ooze, then stepping in down again. Steady, unseen steps churn the muddy water, sopping it to the shore. Prepare for battle. Stay where I can see you, Doctor. Black arcs shoot into the marsh, but a burst of sound quickly dies down as though swallowed up. The steps begin again, their rhythm unchanging, their resolve unyielding. A tattered hem floats above the surface of water as it ripples crashes into ripples, becoming a chaotic jumble of lines and shapes. Monster. A dazzling beam of light spews forth from the monster's mouth, but the shining lance is lost amidst the dark swamp. The slow sloshing changes. Ew, what the fuck? A series of hurried footsteps erupt in the silence, and all lost sounds return once more, a brilliant cacophony, an ear-splitting din. And death has come for you all. A Suraram burial shroud still wrapped around a corpse. His body has already rotten away. Conventional attacks will have no real effect. It is a form of witchcraft innate to the Naxur, or possibly an ancient tradition. Naxurs devour life to nourish the bodies, but all bodies have an end. Once at a cusp of the end, powerful Naxurs will nourish weaker ones with their flesh, gaining unfathomable speed and strength in return, alongside a witchcraft energy that no ordinary body could bear. In doing so, they become even more powerful creatures, while their nourishment allows the Naxur society to sustain and grow, just as fallen leaves nourish the land, and the land supports new lives, an eternal cycle. Flood. The muddy waters from the swamp rise swiftly, like a curtain immersing the Naxur up to his torso. At the same time, incantations wend and weave their way around the group, pulling back the rot's incessant bites. Don't step on the mud. The swamp rising, or perhaps the mist sinking. The dark ground becomes a great gaping mouth, trying to engulf all. The group struggles through the mire, each breath is growing more labored. A singular thought seizes the collective mind. Living is a tedious and futile effort compared to the peaceful, eternal slumber that awaits if they simply turn around and embrace death. Monster, protect the doctor. The monster also feel the pain. All life withers before his arts. If we are caught in an Naxur's witchcraft, our life force will be sapped to become his nourishment. He's fast, but not fast enough. Did he come from the mud or drop from the tree? Either is possible. From life to death, from blossom to wither, they draw upon the entire life cycle, turning it into seeds that produce new Naxurs. I can feel it, an unending flow of witchcraft energy flooding towards us. And not just from the enemy before us, from the marsh, amidst the trees, it's everywhere. We have been wrapped in Naxur's shroud. By his hands, death hangs above our very heads. Only by tearing apart this barrier of witchcraft can we defeat him. Am I about to die? What if you don't fall? Ordinary healing techniques won't help. Naxur's witchcraft is devouring us all. Leave me. I'll only hold you back. You can let go of us. I know that if it wasn't for us, you and Sir Bashi could fight more easily. The scent of blood, it pervades the air. It's the driver in the other's wounds. No, this blood is witchcraft. A thin fog of blood floats all around them. This is entirely different from the Prince of Blood's arts they witnessed before. It is subtle, like delicate strands of silk nearly smothered by the all-encompassing mist of decay around them. But it is these silken strands that slightly stirs the stagnant air. Amiya, feel the flow of the wind. I will expose the weave of the shroud and locate its weakest points. Herald of Death, you resist the spread of the rot, but to no avail. In the end, death will claim your corpse. I have never once doubted that. Disperse. The Noctur's shroud flutters and billows. In an instant, his imposing figure disintegrates, leaving behind only several tattered strips of cloth, gently falling to the ground. He finally breathes. A withered hand stretches out from the mud, out of the mud. It fell apart? Looks like it to me. It's best we leave at once before Noctur reawakens and catches up to us again. Get the fuck out of this area. Or one of the magic circles. Ugh. It is still working. Those vampiric arts that suddenly appeared as we were fighting the Suraram. Was it because of the circle? I'm afraid it's not that simple. I'm sure you're well aware, Amiya, that those arts were cast by a vampire. I assume that while the Sanguinarch has been taken off the battlefield, the gift he'd bestowed will not so easily fade away. It doesn't matter. I'll do my best to put these corrupted lives to rest, as I've done before. Local City, please assist me, Amiya. The sound becomes ever clearer, coming from behind the blood-stained boulders. It is the sound of limbs dragging across the ground, a sound that they've heard countless times in the previous battles. Amiya notices the expression on Logo's face. He looks not at the stone column, but at Amiya, a trace of emotion fitting across his eyes. It is sorrow. Amiya recognizes it instantly. He has felt sorrow countless times since the war began, sometimes from an enemy, but mostly from her companions. Your Highness, when did it happen? Was it while we were fighting the Noctur? Yes, when we left the skeleton, I brought along a rock that the military commission has ordered us to transport. I thought since it made us stronger before, it might come in handy in battle. It really did help, right? I never dared to imagine that I would fight alongside you and defeat a strange enemy. You used a blood crystal left behind by a vampire. Did you pierce your body with it? No. That wouldn't have induced such a drastic change. You swallow some fragments. Willingly accept Dorkarel's blood and arts. Always had that vampire bloodline, even though it's pretty faint by now. But I could still sense the Sanguinarch's call, even if it felt nothing more than a whisper. I've seen those worms crawl out of Sarkaz's corpses before, so there's no need to pity me for not knowing the consequences. Instead of dying in the gutter like a real worm without so much as a yelp, I'd rather accept this power and die on a battlefield like a real Sarkaz. This isn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. A few months ago, while driving aimlessly through the wilderness, I heard a broadcast about what was happening on Londinium, and somehow I just drove all the way there. Shopkeep says I read too many stories about knights. That's rubbish. Everyone knows that Kazdel doesn't need knights. Oh, do I need this tease caffeine to kick in? Oh my god. I just wanted to know if there was a real path in life that I could follow. One with a proper end. If I could give some meaning to my life without just wasting it. And then I met you. The path of the King of Sarkaz is the path for me. We fought alongside each other on this path. Like you said, we're in this together. And now the fighting stopped. At least for now, my buddies are still alive. Your Highness, you can deal with me as you see fit. Deal with you? What are you all talking about? I've become like, real scary, aren't I? Your Highness, please, I beg of you, help her. Witchcraft is the trigger to a condition, not the cause. There's nothing I, Amiya, anything Dr. Kelsey could do to reverse the changes. Black guards coalescence at her fingertips. A desperate smile emerges on the driver's face as she unconsciously looks at the top of the cultist's head, searching for the legendary black crown. What I see, I just hope it won't be me driving that piece of junk around Castel. Marilla, a common name. Sorry, I never stayed in Casimir's for long, so my pronunciation might be off. Marilla, I refuse your request. I refuse to let you die here. By my hand, Marilla. You have not become the vampire's creation. Your looks have changed. I don't sense you becoming any more evil or bloodthirsty. And even if you are showing a bit more of your ancient bloodline, you're still you. You do not deserve punishment, nor should I be the one to give you your honor. Please call me Amia, Miss Marilla. I've had my share of worries because your team is in compromise of Rhode Island operators. I was thinking earlier about how we could get along with you three, but in truth, it wasn't a problem at all. If you wish to fight alongside us for our common goal, then I welcome you with open arms. Tentacle lady. She's changed a lot these past few years. The core of the vampire's ritual has changed. Fuck. It is no longer just a tool to amplify the strength of the Sarkaz, nor a simple collector of energy. It is deepening the Sarkaz bloodline's bond with Originium and Amanam. The blood of Tikaz is playing a role in this somehow. The strength of the Sarkaz bloodline acts as a direct catalyst to the Originium spread. In turn, the information within Originium empowers the bloodlines, changing their powers and other traits. Fuck, why did I click? Didn't Talus merge a lot of bloodlines? Must be ready. The threat that Amanam represents may very well be far greater than anything we expected. Alright, what the fuck? These fucking guys. Ultimate protection is sacrifice. I hate these guys. How do I... I presume. I could just let it sit there, right? Fuck it. Just let it sit there. I only have one? Shit. I can't do anything with these anymore? I needed to get them over there, I think. Like, this is getting too much for me. Where is it? Well, you can hit these, right? You can move them. I see what I need to do. I see what I needed to get it over here to grab the things and then push them. Okay, so for this chapter, I need Weedy in my comp always. 23 hours into the operation. 23? 10 hours later? The route ahead has been cleared. I'll continue scouting Sarkaz's army's movements. Haven't found any trace of them yet. Thank you, Missouri. Continue to set up these sentry posts. Morgan, found any surviving Victorian soldiers where you're at? Okay, nothing but Urgent crystals here. Haven't run into any Victorian troops, corpses, or wrecks since we entered the Westbound forest. Damn it. I can tell there's been a bloody huge battle, so where's all the people gone? The terrain here keeps changing. Maybe the ground ate them all up. They all got necromancied, resurrected. Got extra supplies, so no need to worry on that front. The bad news is that with so many infected among our troops now, it's almost impossible to distinguish between infected and uninfected soldiers. Would registering the infected help our men or not? Funny you should ask. Registering the infected. That might have been the first time they taught me. This is the first thing they taught me at the military academy. But where we stand now, I'd say there's no real sense to it. I see. Then let's stop registering them. Just try your best to provide everyone, infected or not, with the recommended protective measures. The rest is not up to us anymore, at least not for now. Let's all focus on surviving this war first. Then we can worry about the wars to come. Drone's back. How awful. The entire propulsion system has been clotted by crystal dust. Based on the monitor data, environmental origin concentration is still fluctuating wildly. Some of the data you just got, Rock. We got a new iteration of our origin activation trend model. I want to see if our calculation fit real world data. Looks like there's not enough data to do that. The trend of this curve. Let's wait for Victor's team to finish off that refractometer analysis reports. Then we should be able to calculate the safe areas in real time. This place freaks me out. It's like 1 minute it's deathly quiet. The next there's some terrifying original mountain pushing its way up out of the dirt. The safe areas keep changing. Although we managed to reestablish short-range comms after working our asses off, if we go even a step out of range, all that interference will just get in the way again. Good thing I planned ahead and asked Radiant for her arts unit before we left for Londinium. After a little copy and paste, I made a knockoff version. It's not as good as a real deal, but it should help. Once we got these portable communications tower up, we'll be able to transmit the location of the safe areas to anyone on the battlefield who needs them. This information will save many lives. Well, yeah, that's what Rhode Island does. Or status updates. We successfully arrived at Gibsonham. It's the last supply point before we reach the front at Silver Rock Bluffs. The reconnaissance team already made their initial scouting reports. Looks like there are traces of Ducal armies here. Must have passed through on the way to the front a few days ago. But if we can confirm at this point, the route Cholby Asher providers is safe. Is there anyone in town? The streets are empty. I can sense the flicker of shadows and the smell of food. We decided against contact to avoid unneeded misunderstandings. Understood. We'll rendezvous with you as soon as we can. It's getting dark. Seems like everything is going smoothly. Guess we let our fighters get some rest and some hot soup in them. Remember to save some for my team. They'll be taking a while longer to get back after the work is done. Rock and I still have to head over to Feist. I'm not sure if we'll be able to double our communication range by nightfall, but we'll do our best to finish ASAP. No need to worry. We'll save the best for your people. Charges the same canned provisions though, right? Would you like some engine oil for purchasing them? All units continued onwards until we reached Gibsonham. I hope things can be as peaceful tonight as things are now. All the houses seem to be empty. Have the residents gone to hiding? Gibsonham's not far from the Duke's defense line, so I doubt the Sark has ever fully captured it. Is not to mention the Ducal armies just passed through a few days ago. Whereas caution is warranted though. There might be some scattered Ducal troops who want to reconvene with the main army and decide to camp out here first. Although Cholby Asher's helping us out with this advice, Victoria's never exactly been a model for unity. Not to mention the complicated nature of the exemplars. I dare say there are a few old-fashioned military nobles who would rather not tolerate our very existence. I see, then I'll show them that the full skill of our forces. It will deter those with ulterior motives and alert anyone who needs our help of our arrival. The rumbling of traveling tanks reverberates through the quiet nights. The low roar of the engines forceful yet steady. The soldiers cautiously advance, observing their surroundings, but still, all they see are pitch black windows and doorways. It doesn't look like they want to make first contact. That's fine, as long as it means we can get along. Wait, I hear something from the buildings to the front and left. The sound of military artillery shell casing falling on the ground. An ambush. On your guard, everyone. I'll lead a team to scout ahead. There are no signs of life in the abandoned factory. Contrary to expectation, there's no sound of explosion following the fallen casings. Are you sure there was fallen casings, Warren? Absolutely sure. There's a special model only allocated to elite Victorian troops. No traces of anyone living here. Don't move, Siege. Carefully puts her foot down, back to where it was. Warren points at a thin tripwire, barely visible against the ground. Nicely concealed. But with the surrounding piping obstructing the view. Real tricky to spot. A booby trap. She said booby. No, it's not linked to any explosive. Just a simple alarm system. Based on how they've installed it, I'd say they're military. So we try to initiate contact. Yes, everyone get behind us and prepare for engage. Prepare to engage. Hello, we don't mean any harm. Our units called it secret passage. They're ready to enter. Stay behind my shield. Auto 2x for now. Help. Oh shit. Oh fuck. It's back. I knocked out some spent animation while on watch. How could they have heard them so far away? They avoided your alarm too. Alright. The auto is just fuck. These troops, I don't think they're any ordinary. She can block your pillage. I'll driver spear. We're finally back together. After 5 fucking chapters, dude. After 5 chapters. Captain in Siege 2. It really is you, Fiona. The lady with the long red hair suddenly throws herself in the arms of her captain. So ye were alive all along. Wonderful, how wonderful. Lauren gently releases his bagpipe from her embrace, then claps a hand on her shoulder. Good to see you in one piece. In rather good shape too. I'll make my report now, Captain. I've done it. I managed to extract the intelligence on the Spectre Force, and I can what they plan now. I survived. I got my memories. I got the truth, and I stayed alive. Your orders. I never forgot a word of them. Good to hear. I know you could do it. I always knew. Welcome back, Bagpipe. Everyone, we mean you no harm. It's alright to come out. Is this fucking kid? One by one, silhouettes emerge from the shadows. The elderly, children, the sick and the wounded, civilians. Hundreds of pairs of eyes stare at Siege and her men in fear and curiosity, taking their measure. You're not with the Ducal armies? Most of you aren't dressed like the Victorian soldiers. In fact, you mostly look like workers to me? That's right. We're not under any of the dukes. We're called the Exemplars. Exemplars. The temple. Cher is counting out the civilians who were hiding in the factory and giving them a checkup. All he can say at the moment is that it's looking better than we expected. Aside from those infected soldiers under the Duke of Fife, came along with you, and a small team of military engineers under the Duke of Normandy. Everyone else is just local civilians who couldn't escape. The Ducal Alliance armies came through here a few days ago, but they rather give up a chance of being rescued than seek help from the Grand Dukes. It's understandable why the soldiers would avoid them. They're either worried about the status of their infection or worried about the court-martial. But as for the civilians, perhaps this was the year the people living around Londinium got to reassess their country and those decorated higher-ups. How did you manage to get their trust? Are you listening, Bagpipe? Huh? Oh, Aye, Captain. You pay attention during tactical meetings. The map's on the wall, not my face. Sorry, Captain. I really shouldn't be asking. You're Fiona, after all. I'm just a wee bit glad. The Exemplars, the Tempest Platoon's predecessors. I guess the rumors were true. I'm actually amazed that you still remember what you learned in military history class. Of course, when I was still at training camp, Triangle made sure I committed to this fact of memory. Out by the training field, the sycamores were full of leaves, blocking the sun just right, and there were the rocks at the top of the cliff. Hard as well, rocks. Handle sting if you try to climb them. I remember when Cello and Oboe had a wager on who could complete the rock climbing training course the fastest. The loser had to do 100 one-handed push-ups. Oboe was a right fool. Who would have taken that bet with Cello? Maybe you should have reminded him back then. You were even sitting on his back the whole time while he's doing those push-ups. I was just helping him with the training, and I say it turned out alright in the end, eh? You were just a hair behind Cello the next time. The Exemplars. When the Tempest Platoon was first established, nothing was left of this legendary unit from the War of the Four Nations, not even its unassigned unit ID. But now it has returned once more to the battlefield. We're all members of the Exemplars now, Bagpipe. As long as our team is still here, we will never stop fighting the good fights. Dun, dun, dun. Isn't there a strategy meeting inside? Why are you standing out here in the cold? Just wanted to clear my head for a few minutes. Did you think I was someone else? Bird or... No, not really. I believe you. If someone suddenly pop out of the fog tonight, I wouldn't have any expectations either. Not everyone is as lucky as Horn, reuniting with the person they most want to see. Luck, eh? That's a luxury around here. That's enough blues for tonight. We should head inside. Victorian soldiers. Was there a remnant who stayed behind? No, they can't be. I never noticed them until they got this close. They're the elite of the elites. Astor's men. Ah, it's positively frigid out here. My hands are frozen stiff. The days truly are getting colder as they go by. Why, I've only taken a little jaunt. My full plate was already half soaked through. This fucking guy. Gurudin, my young friends, won't you invite me inside and warm my hands for a spell? Did you come all this way in person? I suppose we should show you some courtesy. Delphine. Yes, Vina. Let's show the Duke the way.
仲間が私に怯えてる？ちょっと時間ちょうだい。さっき暴れたあたりを散歩して頭冷やしてくるから。
96. And just like that, we got more fuel for this fucking adventure. $14.4. Wait, one moment.
ドクター、ご機嫌いかがかな？
満天の星が見える部屋をお願いできますでしょうか。わーい、大きい部屋。人がいっぱい入れそうだね。
There we go. There's that
どっ
one.
か店構えるのにいい場所ないですかね。
When gummy chops twice.
ドクター、ご機嫌いかがかな？
Nice, nice, nice. Am I building next logos? Logos, I'm guessing, right? Bum 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 bum. Da 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 da. No. What do I need from him? I need fucking levels and money. I need 353k? Hello, are you sane? I still need 300k. What the hell? Man. I almost had 258. I just buy the things. Adverse. Additional sarcasm whether bulwarks will appear and some enemies will differ. Alright, let me see these guys. They're just fucking giga, dude. They're just giga. Alright. W routes. Sorry to say, but it is what it is, you know? Weedy, you're in.
何をすればいい？
And Schwartz, you are out. Who do I pick? I mean, sorry I couldn't hurt, right? Still bagpipe. Alright. Once you reach a certain age, you can. I don't care about this guy. The beans I smell? Hold up. Fuck. Did you want some, sir? Don't mind if I do. Would it be better if I had some seasoning from home? Perhaps some marinated meat? You get it in, what is it? I know who you are now. And you're a wee bit different than... different from what's in the news. Well, you can ask her, Captain. I held her when she was wee. Little retard touched my horn and asked why her dad didn't have one. I apologize for my insolence at the time, Your Grace. Not many have the nerve to touch my horns, Lieutenant Scamandros. You showed courage from a very young age. Or should I say, all of you are brave warriors of Victoria. Your defense of Châtelet was outstanding, as was your performance at Brentwood. The exemplars you call yourselves. I've long wanted to meet you, though it seems your leader does not welcome my presence. Pardon my frankness, Your Grace, but it's hard to treat your sudden appearance as a pure gesture of good faith. Of course, Lady Windermere, I understand. Especially in times like these. I sent men to Ironclad Gallivey. They were traveling quickly, but unfortunately I made it in time to present funeral flowers to Amphiles. I appreciate your gestures. I assume the Duke of Gododin hasn't come all the way here just to give us a medal. What if I say I have? Most of us are neither nobles nor intelligentsia. It would be best if you didn't beat around the bush. Your Royal Highness Alexandrina is as direct as they say. Or would you prefer that I called you Siege, like your friends do? I fully understand why the exemplars avoided the ducal armies along the way. You didn't want them to get involved in the machinations of the dukes. You want to fight only for Victoria and her people, like the legendary unit that you're named after. And so, I'm not here as a Duke of Gododin. I'm here as Sean Gododin, Member of Parliament, to extend an invitation to the Parliament, authorized Tempest Platoon, and the rest of the exemplars. Leave that outdated identification code behind. I'm asking that you intervene in this war in the name of the Parliament. This guy wants me to fight for the Parliament? Hell no. What has those guys ever done for us? The martyr's camp has burned to the ground. No sign of Sarkas soldiers. Misery feels a slight chill. The campsite's charred debris has cooled. He moves some collapsed wooden beams aside and finds a few unrecognizable bodies. Miners. Remains of the infected. It's all the same everywhere. What's that sound? Oh shit, it is these guys. Nice hiding spot. So they're Naxur spotted to the northwest of Gibson Out of comms range already. Death has you. Several rune swords pierce out of the ground beneath Misery's feet, but he is no longer there. Misery rips through the fabric of space with his dagger and retreats out of range. The collapsed ruins turns into a cage, trapping the Naxur's withered bodies. Shush now. I have you too. I was like, there's no way it's that fast. Duke Gododin. I understand that the Victorian Parliament has not held a session for a long time. Everyone who escaped Londinium knows that the Sarkas have been the ones giving the orders from the Palace of Westalag during this time. Of course, I don't deny the present circumstances. Why don't we cast our gaze further, though? The future beyond the war. The future? Isn't it a little too early to be bargaining over that? If bargaining and coercion were synonyms. You misunderstand me. Gododin is not Castor. I would much prefer to sit by the fireside than gather at the negotiation table. I'm more about drinking and playing cards with friends. It gets cold rather quickly once summer is gone. Mind if I have my men add some wood to the fire? Might as well have them come in. Thank you. I'm closing the window. Oh, nice weather today, actually. That's much better. Where were we? Oh yes, the future. We know that the war will end and Victoria will triumph. The war will inevitably bring, or should I say has already brought about, irreversible changes, ending a 20-year stalemate. Anyone in the room is interested in the empty throne? It certainly isn't me. Excellent, excellent. See? We already have a consensus. As a matter of fact, I held a little meeting not too long ago and saw the Iron Duke in person. Seeing him always reminds me of when I first saw the Gastrel. Like so many other children who grew up hearing the tales of the Empire's death knell, I searched for the shadow of the ruins that belonged to Lingans, only to find not Gaul, but the glory of the strongest nation of our time. So splendid that I could not bear to turn away. You want us to believe you care more about Victoria than Gooden? Make no mistake, I would never call myself a patriot. A duke must always put his dukedom before all else. This is not just a matter of interest, but also a duty, a responsibility. But I wonder, what is the difference between Gooden and Wellington? Wellington would still be Wellington, with or without Victoria. What would become Gooden if the light of Victoria went out? Perhaps it would survive, but things would certainly not get better. You don't want the Grand Dukes to really divide Victoria. I'm not the only one. You know that. As strong as Victoria is, she is not without her rivals. Ursus, Lithuanian, Columbia, Sargon, all the ambitious nations of Terra have their eyes on us. We need a single unified voice to bring stability. This is why Parliament exists. All the ducal realms will select an appropriate representative, including Windermere. This is what the exemplars mean to Victoria. No soldiers who fights for the cause of Victoria will need to fear betrayal again. Speakers of Parliament has always been the king for the eternity of the role's existence, but that does not mean that he or she must sit on the throne. And this is what you can mean to all of us, Your Royal Highness Alexandrina, if you are willing. No one speaks as the Duke's words sink in. Only the crackling of the fire gutted and lit can be heard. I have only one question for your grace. If all this could have waited until the war, all this could have waited until the war, until after the war, then if I refuse now, can my friends and I leave with the size of kings? Ha! We're surrounded. Maybe we already were the moment he showed up. Well. First we learn what a commitment is to Castor. Now we learn what friendship is to Gooden. Friends treat each other as equals, do they not? My offer remains fair. At the minimum, I give this young friend from Gooden the opportunity to point her pole driver spear at me. Also signal from Zone 6 again. Blasted place. Alright, well. Balin, Givers, Victor, we have to do this manually. Status reports, anyone? Everyone? All good here. The beacon's in there. And sensors running. We're still getting strong interference from the wind and sand. I'm trying to filter out the noise. Waiting on you now, Victor. 5 minutes, the ground's softer than expected. Careful, quicksand. The soil is very different from the samples we collected. I sent the data back. You got that, Captain? I knew it was a good idea to have you on board. Ivris. With a few days of angry stares from her spirit. I think you can do with a better working environment closure. Trying to get too much sand in your mouth. Stop talking like Amia, Balin. My body is self-cleansing. My blood is self-cleansing. Hey, don't just laugh at me. Keep working. The sooner we get this signal tower set up, the sooner we can broadcast the safe zone location, and the sooner you can go to town. I'm trying. Rhode Island equipment isn't like anything else I've ever seen. I'm already doing an exemplary job, get it? Guys are cringe. Seriously though, you and Rock shouldn't be here with me in the first place. Yeah, my drones, of course I'm staying here with them. Well, that is a solid reason. I know you're concerned about my safety, but I'm actually really strong. What's that? If those vampire worms will disagree? Well, not all vampires are built the same, you know? It's you two I'm worried about. Put your helmets on. Orpathy infection is no joke. Alright. But you lot are the ones who need to be more Really be careful running around the battlefield like this. You lot. Rhode Island. You lot are all over the battlefield, not caring for your own safety at all. Helen isn't infected from Victoria. The rest is infected, but not Victorian. Victor isn't infected or Victorian. How amazing. Everyone knew Rhode Island operators came from everywhere. I can't help but think of my granny, Clovicia, plus Tommy and the gang. I once hoped that the SSC would be as united as Rhode Island operators I've seen. Well, people aren't really born good or bad. As circumstances change, so do people. Maybe one day the SSC will become a tightly knit, united group. Just like the Exemplars, now all fighting for the same thing. We're ready to brave the worst, ready to deal with defeats, even betrayal. It's not necessary race, upbringing, or circumstances that will unite us, just like Rhode Island. Enough with the compliments. I know you want to keep our equipment. Should I get your contract now? I'm not jealous of Rhode Island disclosure. You like give me the same kind of feeling as this strange communication equipment you're holding. A possibility. Something that proves I'm not just a naive dreamer. Wait, maybe your monologue starting to bother closure, Feist. In the monitors, this pixelated image, a sandstorm approaches quickly. Beneath the wild sand are tattered banners of chanting of war. Well, sure, we're not done. What's that sound? They're already here. The Sarkas. Battle station. Open fire. Explosions. Explosion. Sorry, the Sarkas are attacking the town. We have to leave now. I found us quicker than expected. Looks like the Sarkas remembered the success they had with the Amphiles. One of the attackers. Naxor Elite, sir. Your Royal Highness, you and your people must leave with us now. This town is not worth defending, but you and your friends are of paramount importance to the future of Victoria. Our battleship can take us back to Silver Rock Bluffs front in 3 hours. That is where you belong. Me or the sword. You don't have time and you don't plan to fight, even though you know how many civilians there are. But of course you wouldn't. They're not important to you or the parliament. These poor families wouldn't produce a single member of parliament in 100 years. There's no place for them in your game of cards. I simply have my sights on reality, Your Highness. Reality? Reality is that the future of Victoria you dream of is to be found in grand halls filled with noble coats of arms. My Victoria is here with these people. Very well, Your Royal Highness. You're like your father at times. Naive, reckless. Is that so? Not that I care. I don't remember anything about him. Very well. Good luck. Oh. Reality. Horn, order all combat-ready personnel on the plate to their stations now. Elphine, have Lieutenant Sherry get the logistic and medical staff ready. All the plan, protect civilians, prepare for battle. Time to fight! Tatakae! Time to fight! We're fighting!
あと
Fighting!
6分で到着予定です。
主の名を掲げ、この旗の下へ集え。こんなセリフを一度言ってみたかったんだ。
What the fuck?
もうこれで分かったでしょ。
He fucking took the thing and he's gonna run with it. Steal their fucking shit.
安心して、私なら何とかできるから。 進め思考。
動き回る。そうすればお互い手間が省けるで。
進撃には悪いね。
寝言は夢で、私がいる限り悪夢だ。
任せて。機材の準備や
問題ないよ。
私が最前線に立ちます。ここにいるよ。位置につきました。射撃許可を求めます。速さ、もう逃げがない。簡単だ。
始めよう。了解した。
What the fuck? I didn't point down, but it doesn't go anywhere.
そこでもういい。
お前の攻撃は想定の通りだ。
簡単だ。
私に何が一番怖い？生殺の木、伊豆くんぞよ。ビクトリー、生命を救済しうる美しい。私にやれってか？
Die already. Fuck.
中途は土の矛を持って死
You
の
can't be
盾を通さばいかん。
Oh shit,
そ
I
し
knew
たら
that.
全部ドカンだ。ここは私が見る。よそに目を光らせる。記憶に残るのはこの刃の切れ味だけだ。
いい天気だね。オリジニウムこんにゃくを乗せた溶岩に。
私を追って影に踏み込んでこい。進め。思考を明晰にするは戦術。
Nice. This is fine.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, that was pretty easy. Had to manipulate it a little bit. Da 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 da. I'm skipping most of this. Oh, this is about closures. No, -3. Burp, burp, burp. They fail to compile the original activity data, then all the squad's efforts will be for naught. The din of war approaches. Only a few drones remain. You can feel the enemy's cold facing breath. Model successfully compiled. Outputting same zone locations. Vampire. Traitor. This war will go on and you will feed to it. Your arts are weak and pathetic. How could such a frail vampire exist? No, protect the computer. and barely held onto the signal tower. With great effort, she plants the complex equipment into the ground and lean on. What kind of vampire are you, Closure? Close those wounds. Hang in there, just a little longer. Stay set up straight. No, Closure's dead. Rip. Closure's going on a long vacation, boys. No more shop exchanges. Sleeping in the corridors again. You'll catch a cold. Rhode Island's basic function are online. I think she's ready for a grand voyage. Thank you, Chief Engineer. You deliver your promise. You want to leave this ship and go back to Gazelle, right? You told me before you're not interested in that place. At least promise me you won't call yourself a talentless vampire anymore. You're the most talented person I've ever known, Closure. You're just different from other vampires. So here's my offer. As long as you still want to see that vast and unexplored parts of this land, we'll always be each other's companion. Feel the Sudom's cold grip close in around her neck. War has finally acclaimed her. It's Fang! It's a Fang, dude. I think. Doberman? That's not Doberman, dude. It's Fang! It's me. Can you stand? You. Slice. Damn. Fang is OP. The dagger pierces Sudom's chest, causing a massive burst of energy. Oh, wait, no. Never mind, that was Misery. Misery gave us the location. More coming. Almost got it. Cover me. Keep them away. This is pretty sick. As our mission, when Closure first joined Rhode Island, then known as Babel, she asked many operators this question. She got a different answer every time. Some dreams are big, others less so. Some gave details, others mumbled, scratched their heads, and gave an abashed smile. But there comes a time when they all have the same expression, and a time when they would all make the same choice. Almost there. This is the last one. The Giga Chad. Engineer. Core module online. Communications restored. We're coming closer. Hang in there. Sent your location so the exemplars help us on the way. Closure, are you okay? Keep your distance, cover the artilleries and crossbowmen. The appearance of the Noxers is closely linked to catastrophes. Do not fear their witchcraft, however bizarre it is still arts. Remember how we marched through a catastrophe? We survived the catastrophe, we'll survive the sarcasm. I am here. The Duke of Gutterden spoke the truth. Tempest Platoon is under the direct authority of the Parliament. We have an obligation to answer the Parliament's call. It's a more legitimate cause for action than the Duke's invitation. Not to mention that by accepting his invitation, you, Robin, and everyone who came with us, because they had no choice, will have proper identities. Identity? Did you forget, Captain? I'm retired anyways. Besides, in that stand-up with the Duke earlier, you didn't hesitate to put your shield in front of the siege. True. We're the siege carrying signs of kings. Have you seen it before, Captain? I have. Siege was right. It's just a piece of metal that happens to mean something to some people. Troops approaching our flank. No ID code, but I recognize them. The Duke of Gutterden's men. They've engaged the Sarkas and covered one of our squads just now. Good. If that's Gutterden's way of showing friendship, then we'll show him the same in the return. Attention exemplars, stand with the soldiers of Gutterden. Not one step backwards until the last foe is vanquished. Damn. God damn. The ship has reached cruising speed, sir. We're out of danger for now. Good. The Sarkaz witchcraft is most peculiar indeed. Better to fake a moment of vulnerability than to have them constantly harassing our rear. The leader of the Noxer has not been sighted, nor any other known powerful Sark has. I suppose they don't see Gudiden as nearly the threat as that Windermere or Wellington are. I could call that a relief. The sides of Kings had not left Gibsonham, sir. Shall we move on to the next phase? What do you think of him? More of a challenge than expected. Alexandrina's forces are growing, and they are more organized and effective than we thought. Oh, I don't mean as an adversary. The Exemplars, like you said. They look the parts, and they've worked well enough with the troops that we left behind. Rita is with them, and looks more like the legendary White Wolf than her father did. And Windermere isn't quite as weak as the intel had her. Maybe it's not such a joke after all, that those kids could become the Exemplars. You intend to abandon the plan for us to escort the Roundblade then? Abandon? Such a strong word. It is the future that Gudiden values. Alexandrina, the sides of Kings, the Exemplars, even Rhode Island. Perhaps we'll cross path again on our way to the future. The Duke of Gudiden. Our tanks are fighting the last pocket of Sarkaz on the east side of town. We successfully defended Gibsonham. It will serve as a supply point on the way to Silver Rock Bluffs. However, the terrain has changed. The environment around Londinium is constantly changing because Amenem's influence. Fissures, cliffs, and rapids that should have never been here are emerging everywhere. Silver Rock Bluffs is almost constantly under severe catastrophe. It's hard to say where our foot will land when we put it forward. I wouldn't have believed this was our Londinium if I had any less than absolute faith in Rhode Island's data. You want to say what we think about it after we take it back, didn't you? But even if we really went back, would our home ever return to the way it was? That's why we're not just going to win the war. We're not going to let the Sarkaz destroy Londinium in the war. We'll overcome the storm ahead. We won't abandon the home that the storm has ravaged. Vice told me his squad picked up more distress signals nearby. There may be more lives saved yet. The area where fighting occurred with the Noxer will need to be cleaned up. Rhode Island operators will provide the usual assistance. I want the Exemplars to work with them on these post-combat affairs. Establish supply lines, rescue and transfer the injured, and rally those who want to join us. Damn, she's acting OP now. Even though she's not really OP. The troops who returned from the front line have assembled. Counting a Gudiden soldier who had their IDs wiped, their Exemplars have far exceeded the skill of their regiment. They want to join us? I'm with their officers. They said the Duke of Gudiden left before they could board the transports. Preliminary screening indicates that all of them are infected. Sounds familiar, eh? The Duke of Gudiden left his infected soldiers behind just like the other dukes? Or maybe he intentionally picked a bunch of soldiers who had unfortunately gotten infected and sent them over to us. I suspect he has ulterior motives. The performance of those infected troops indicates that they're different from those we've seen before. I wouldn't call them stragglers. If Gudiden's intention is to keep an eye on us, then we should probably try to lose these people, or at least separate them tactically. No. You know the Duke's better than I. Delphine, there's a very good chance that you're right. But right now, there's nothing we need more than unity. If even the Exemplars choose which parts of Victoria they unite, what would happen to the future that we dream of? Gudiden very likely knew that we couldn't reject those men. That's why he let us leave so easily. And we need to be ready. This is not the first challenge we have to overcome, nor will it be the last. Sarkaz, Eminem, Castor, the Dukes. It's not just one storm that the Exemplars will have to weather. I'll let Lieutenant Scherer know. To be honest, everyone's happy to get some new blood. Plus, they're all infected. If it's really true that Gudiden has not abandoned them, then that in itself is worth celebrating. Perhaps the unity that once seemed impossible is actually within reach. It's a miracle to run into people like you. We're not the miracle, ma'am. You are, all of you. From being strong until the very end. You can still move. Let me help you with the others. This way you can get some rest. You're not much older than my own child. Now that I get a better look at you. Let's bang! We have about 10 minutes of rest before we head to the next location. Pleasure? A little more time. There's not much room for improvement on that arts unit you're holding. Even Radiant and Mechanist could hardly do better. Conditions will only get worse from here. The better I do, the safer you guys will be. Rescue work around Gibsonham is complete. Next, we'll be going to where the squad's signal was lost. We'll find them, alive or otherwise. Even if they are buried in the sand or Urgenium, there will be traces. We'll find them and bring them home. I know how I feel, but Fang, I want to hear your thoughts too. Is it regrettable for Rhode Island operators to die in a war between the Sarkas and Victorians? When they have nothing to do with either side of the war, any sacrifice is regrettable. After Ace died, Ace! Beagle cried for many nights with his shield in her arms. No. No. Ah. Man. Man. Why him? Why there? Why then? I get the feeling too, every single time. But what I really want to know is, how did the people who sacrificed feel? I'm sure they have their own regrets. We're none of us saints. That's why we fear death. That's why you feel pain over your decision. But I have no regrets about participating in this operation. If not for Lava, Hibiscus, or our other Sarkas friends, and at least for the people here, even though I don't know any of them. It was the catastrophe that brought me from Colombia to Rhode Island. The catastrophe taught me one thing, that suffering does not discriminate. I came here today because I know that you will come when my home needs help, when the people I care about needs help. You're right. We'll be there. Rhode Island. You know something? I've been addicted to this web since a very young age, because that's the only place I knew without segregation. The other vampire children and I, vampires and other Sarkas and everyone else, catastrophes, nations, class, disease. It was Teresa who took me from the confines of my home and showed me another possibility. A ship that sails the waves of disaster, rescue those who are suffering, and foster companionship beyond personal interest. Sounds surreal, huh? But the road that Rhode Island has traveled thus far is very real. I'll continue to analyze the anomalies caused by Amnam. I also want to hear your answer to my question. Kelsey's and the doctor's too. The data belongs to Ivres, to Balin, to Victor, to Rhode Island. One day, it may belong to everyone.
全部買った。
全部買った. Let's fucking go. Dude, chapter 14 is something else, dude.
ご機嫌いかがかな?
What was that, hold on, where was that? Arknights story word counts.
いい夢を、ドクター。
Trying to find a good picture of this. Also, this is old, right? Yeah, this is 3 years ago. Fuck off. Mm-hmm. Da 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 ba 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 da. I have this sorted. I have this fucking sorted. Maya. Why is this the same chart? Why is it the same chart? What the fuck? Da 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 ba ba da 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 da.
いい夢を、ドクター。
Ugh. Oh, it shows down my back. Oh, this doesn't even have the latest ones. Da 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 da. Ba da da ba 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 da 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 da. Oh, this is what I have to do, right? Which one is this? Wait, which one is this? Twin Towers, Twin Spires in German. Is it? Hold on, is that an intermezzi? A side story? Huh? Huh? Which one is that? There's the one from Lithuanian I know is this one. Lingering Echoes. Ideal City. Endless Carnival. Oh, it's a side story. It's not out in as a actual thing yet. Oops, wrong shit. There we go. It's not out as an actual thing. This is a anniversary events. This is where Artoria's introduced, or what's not introduced, but like holes. I guess not, but then go back to this, right? What is chapter 14's name? Absolve will be the seekers. The fuck? Oh, this is Absolve will be the seekers is chapter 14. And that's this. This is the word count. Oops. Ah, fuck, I keep fucking up. I'm gonna just switch that. There we go. This is the word count. And this was that anniversary event. This is a lone trail. It's fucking insane, dude. We got a lone trail, right? Yeah, this is Colossae lone trail. Fuck, dude. And this one is probably chapter 8, right? Drawing flare. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, this is chapter 8. Chapter 8, Lone Trail Anniversary Event. Chapter 14. Fuck, man. Fuck, man. What do you mean, dude? Chapter 14 word count. Doesn't seem like I can't easily find a Ian one. Man.
満天の星が見える部屋をお願いできますでしょうか。
I use the restroom.
ご機嫌いかがかな。
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, fuck, man, dude. It's significantly longer than Chapter 8 or Lone Trail. Oh, we're reading, boys. I hecking love reading. Adverse situation, adverse environments. Bum 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 da 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 da. It takes so long to kill these guys. They do die. And these guys, alter nourisher. Drops them on death. So I've been thinking, do I need a puller as well as a pusher? Well, this looks fucking fun, dude. Do they just come out like this, or do they like go in here? Fuck, I'm hungry again. I just ate like, holy, I ate like 4 hours ago. What the fuck? I am where? I suppose switch to this.
ペットは何をすればいい？
何をすればいい? Nah, I don't think I need a puller as well, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Abandoned mansion, Londinium outskirts. Is she back? Not yet. Damn, it was hard enough dodging those devils. How did she survive and even find us? How the heck did she know I did business with the devils? Oh, consider that business deal lost. What about you? How'd she get you? She held a crossbow to my head. I knew her from before. She didn't used to be so... used to be so what? What the fuck is this? It's what's her face? The girl that betrayed everyone at the Size of King's place. The House of... Fuck, what is it? It's not Windermere. House of... Eh. It's the one that the Steam Knights did. The Steam Knight girl. The fuck? I got pinged. Or no, I didn't. The soldier who has served the dukes all his life lies on the ground, a crossbow pointed at his forehead. The voice of the one holding the crossbow is cold as ice. I'm waiting. Sorry, mill scar. The bolt pierces his ear. What the fuck? Mill scar. Some people punch holes in their pets' ears as a sign of ownership. A man is not a pet, of course, but sometimes they're not so different, are they? We don't want to ask of you. Yes, ma'am. Well, the reception at the monitoring station was really bad, so even though we tried to gather as much information as possible, skip to the conclusion. Based on what little information the Trophy Asher left behind and the occasional intercepted comms, we can confirm that a unit called the Exemplars has been formed, and its leader is most likely the one you spoke of, Vina. They seem to be headed for the front at Silver Rock Bluffs. Silver Rock Bluffs. They're really staying in this war. Keep at it. Notify me of any new developments. God damn, how'd you become like this? I found Victoria. What the fuck? The red light flashes a few times in the deep shadows. Isn't your job to protect her? It's the steam night. 43 hours into the operation. Not even fully 2 days yet. Ursula's still alive? Ursula. A mad bomber W came once to set up this prison, and has came twice to show compassion. Same old Ines, always a tad slow with her retort when she's focused on someone else's shadow. Now it's you. What have you come to say? We thought it over. That's my line. Your situation is perilous. Your only vehicle lies disabled. As the pilot, I'm very likely to know that something that you don't, and probably am waiting for the right time to strike. Really, you should kill me, Hodor. I would rather you helpless with what you know in your dreams. I already turned you down once. You give me too little credit if you think I would change my mind just because I'm a prisoner. 3 times. What? You saved our lives 3 times back in Gazdel. My life once, and Anna's life twice. You wrote all that in your diary? Name your price. I'll do my best to pay it. You'll go bankrupt if you quit the mercenary life to open a business. I just want as many Sarkas to make it back to Gazdel alive as possible. Such grand ambitions. Enough chit-chat. Old ruins of Scar Market. Rules of Scar Market lie buried beneath Gazdel. Our debt is settled. One last warning, Hoarder. Kill me now or you'll regret it. Did it ever occur to you that we both want the same thing? Enough of your righteous crap. Don't try to buy my life with your flowery words, old friend. They're not much better than money. A mercenary takes no sides, but you and I aren't really mercenaries anymore. Want to bet in us? Oda is gonna try talking to Ursula into helping for old time's sake at Scar Market. Ursula is gonna tell him to just get it over with, and Hoarder is gonna come back with a long face. What's the wager? That's it? I figured you'd be jealous with the two of them all alone in a room together. W? Stop trying to read my shadows in us, I'm not in the mood. The Bunny and the Victorian have been gone for a while. Wonder how things are going out there. Bonesy is still playing dead, and Thursday's catastrophe refused to go away. Who knows, maybe Manfred's gonna just pop out of nowhere. I could have blown Terraces up right then and there. I know you're restless because of Teresa, but hold that fuse for a moment. We have a lot of prep work to do. Fuck. Who said I was... Got a problem, W. Out with it. It's time for a shift change, but not all our scouts came back. Crane's team went off to the north side of the canyon, and we can't reach them. Don't tell me they ran to a decent enemy caster. When was your last communication? Almost 3 hours ago. If our enemy could make an entire merc squad disappear without a sound, it would have been on top of us by now. The most important thing to do at the moment is to keep the lifebones safe. We're just gonna stay here when we know something's going on outside. I agree with Ines. We know nothing about this place. Safest course of action is to concentrate our forces. Cut the crap. My men are missing. I want to know why. If they got lost, I'll bring them back. If somebody did them in, I'll return the favor. Calm down. This could be a trap to split us up. I don't like playing defense. Even if it's a trap, I'll just blast them out of hiding. Give me half a day. If I don't come back, that means I'm up against a real nasty piece of work. Don't come after me. Get your defensive ready. If you get a call from Amiya, don't wait for me. Just activate the lifebone. I'll take my own squad. No need to bother anyone else. You lot, grab your weapons and follow me. God damn. This is where they went. Should be. This cave was all we saw when we went north into the canyon. We don't know what's inside. Hidden passage. The court's secret technique. Secret cache. Into the secret base of the royal courts. We'd have a couple hundred vampires and Nagazers on our asses the moment we fell in here. Based on Closure's intel, we're in the hills to the west of Londinium, a good distance from the main battlefield where those old parts are. Somehow, though, I smell the old moldy stench from someone who's been here for ages. I don't like old stuff, but I'm sure Hodor will love it. Let me guess, what enemy did our lucky winner run into? W, when did you use your bombs? You're delusional? Did you see me use them on the way here? And what are those burn marks on the wall? Huh? Strange. No sign of arts, but how do you leave marks like these on stone then? Did you hear that? What is this time? It's the sound of someone striking iron. Like somebody's here. You're just hearing things. Stop spooking yourself. Nobody's here. Do we keep going, W? I have a bad feeling about this. Of course. Why do you think we're here? That's top grade gear you're all using. I'm not rich enough to just let them rot in some cave. Have you heard the Sarkaz legend? Before Gilon was ever born, the Sarkaz and a red dragon. Shut up. One historian in Hodor is enough. Say any more and I'll throw you to the front. What is it? Blood, but not Sarkaz. It's fresh. Get ready to fight. What the fuck is that? Huh? What the hell is even that? Wait, that was short? I should put on S1. So that attack deals physical damage to all surrounding units. When inside erosion and pollution are in active erosion with storm, attacks deal physical damage to all surrounding ally units, and all units inside erosion and pollution are active. Everyone? What the fuck? Oh, these guys. Fuck. Couldn't get close enough for it. Alright, bud. My healer.
影すら捉えさせない。
偵察の木伊豆くんぞよく君です。簡単だ。
合体。私の領域を犯した。安心して、私なら何とかできるから。寝言は夢でも。私がいる限り悪夢だ。
Okay, we did it. Oh, do I need something that? How do you fucking do that shit? What's the proper way of doing that stage? I wonder. We'll watch a kill sting V after this. Wait, let me pull it up already. Actually, no, I'll pull it up later. Oh, weapons don't work. These things just won't die. Aim for its head. Oh wait, that's the thing that on the IS-5 stage. I remember. It's the one from like all the from the CC, you know? Aim for its head. We'll see how many hits it can take. It's too fast. We can't hit it. Draws attention. I'll try to hit it from behind. The mercenary attempts to go around the monster, but one swing of its tail sends it slamming into the rock wall. None of the attacks seem to have caused any real damage. It flaps its wings, and scorched winds engulf the cave, making the air even thinner. The ground quakes, and spikes erupt from under the earth, hurtling towards everyone. Shut up. I said, shut it, you short-legged moth. The monster immediately locks on to where the damage came from, surprisingly agile for its size. In a brief time it takes W to reload. The monster has already closed the distance, its fangs nearly grazing at her face. I don't know how you got that ugly mug, but you'll need a bigger one to eat me. Chew on this instead, sucker. Explosion. Is it dead? Hard to live with that big hole in his face, eh? Are you okay? I've always been good at blast control. You got a theory, W? There might just be a lost Sarkaz court called Bomb Fiend or something, and you're the last princess. Aha, very funny. But what the hell is this? It doesn't look like any animal I've ever seen. I've heard that some of those Colombian crazies soup parts of different animal together. Maybe this is their doing. Unfortunately, I know a bunch of Sarkaz crazies who do the same thing. It reeks of witchcraft. Confess serious monsters? Why out here in the middle of nowhere? Them being here is no coincidence. There must be something else in this cave. Did this thing eat our guys? The only way to find out is to cut it open. We're sure it's dead, right? Well then. Damn it, this thing has friends? We've blocked the entrance, what do we do? Run. "48 hours into the operation. Full 2 days. What time is it? Would it mean anything to you? Call it a professional habit. I feel better when I know what time it is. 6 p.m. 2 days since we crashed into the canyon. 2 days. Enough to do a lot of things. You remember, Hodor? The three of us were on a mission to steal a Sargonian Pasha's treasure. We got the treasure, but also 100 or so people on our tails. We hid in a cave for 2 whole days. We were starving but too afraid to light a fire or leave. It was a nurse who stitched her wounds up. You wouldn't have made her otherwise. I said. The sun's almost up. Just let me bathe in sun for a little bit, and I'll feel much better. I must have stopped you. There were enemies outside. We couldn't risk exposing ourselves. No, you didn't stop me. Ines teased me. She found it hilarious that a scar market merc would miss the sun. Sure, the scar market is under Cazdell and never see the sun. I became the pilot of this skeleton when I joined the military commission staff as a major. When I took the young ones back and forth between Kuzdel and Londinium, it was like we had outrun the sun. We can't go back. None of the sarcasm can. Ursula? What's going on? They're here. The skeleton's moving? For a moment, the Ferryman's skeleton seems to be moving, but Hodor soon realized it was not the nerve clusters or bones that are moving. Nails. The ship and pilots have always been one. Lifebone is never merely composed of Ferryman skeletons. Rows of long nails are affixed to the massive frame, assembling it into a transport ship. One of them, infused with her arts, pierces through the critical section of the spinal column. She and the skeleton have always linked by witchcraft. The arts of the royal court casters have connected to the skeleton. I can sense it. No need to be anxious. It's not going to wake up yet, but there's a little bit of connection, and what remains of the Ferryman's power on the snail are enough for me to get out of here. Since this snail belongs to me, is linked to my bones, I'm taking it with me. What happens when the Ferryman's power are applied directly to the human body? It's not so bad to cut loose once in a while, just like the old days. The spine is cracking. No! I told you, Hodor, that you'll regret not killing me. Or would you say that this is just another inevitable chapter of history? Hodor thrusts his giant sword into the space of the missing nail, barely in time to hold the critical section in place. But even this fleeting moment is enough for his prisoner to escape her chains. Ursula leaps through a crack in the ribs, disappearing into the fire along with bones and damaged nerve tissue. Ursula, the hero drifting among the shards of history, always trying to save others. Have I ever told you that the name suits you better? How many of them are there? It's a dead end ahead. I wasn't planning to escape from the front. I just needed space for my bombs. Get down. Are they dead? Let's hope the rocks I brought down were enough to crush their skulls. What are they doing here? Are they protecting something? How am I supposed to know? Do you seriously believe I can talk to monsters? So I guess you really did find something incredible. It's too bad Crane's team got eaten by those things. Not all of us. It's Crane! They're alive. What the hell happened? We found a cave on the patrol and decided to check it for any potential secret passages. That's why we ran into those monsters. Fire, Buckler, and Nut got eaten. The rest of us ran for our lives. For some reason, the monster wouldn't come this way, but we couldn't get out either. So we were stuck here until you showed up. What a hell, I'll skin those things and have Ines make clothes out of them. What did you find inside? Not much. I've left markers on the way if you want to see for yourself. Go that way, past a few masked bodies, and take a right fork. Few skeletons that have been there for years. Must have run away from Londinium a few years ago. The strange thing is, they all cut their own horns off. Masked bodies, severed horns. Their heads are all wrapped up. Maybe some tribal tradition? Shit, either you're going crazy or I am. Old enemies? Don't worry, they're very dead. Take me there now. This is the place. What's the matter, W? I've never seen you like this before. Shut up. Several bodies lean against the wall. W bends down and examines them meticulously. There's nothing left but bones, all death by severe injuries, no question about that. Looks like someone tended to their bodies after death. Maybe they're friends. It's been years judging by the dust. There's a small altar in the corner, no sign of witchcraft, so I think it's purely for memorial purposes. Are these all of them? Why would these assassins be here? Only these, not others? What do you mean? Are there supposed to be others? We checked the surrounding areas. There's nothing else suspicious. I recognize the outfits. These traitors. should all have been dead by now. If they're here, that means no, this can't be. That's ridiculous. I heard Her Highness his body was stolen from Babel. Don't ask me. How am I supposed to know? Next time Teresa appeared after the attack on Babel was in Londinium. We're close to Londinium. Shut up, I know that. What do we do now? Shall we? Go back and tell Ines be on maximum alert. She'll take care of the rest. As for me, I'm going to clean up the loose ends. Oh shit! This is meaningless, mercenary. I see no reason for us to fight. The war is over. Whether we live or die is inconsequential to this outcome. You don't get to talk about meaning. Blood is still on your hands. You and your accomplices. Anyone still alive. I'll find all of you. You can run and you can hide, but I'll find you and tear you apart bone by bone. I know my sins better than anyone. I would have ended my own life, even if I hadn't ran into you today. Go on to it. If it quells your worthless anger. You're too late, mercenary. You couldn't save her. Shut the fuck up. I've made many mistakes in my life, but on this one thing there's no way I could have erred. I killed all the traitors. I remember exactly how each one died, even the expressions on their face as they went. Why did these scums die here? Kelsey said the confessor resurrected her. Why did they need a living, breathing Teresa? Is there more to it than Teresa's plan for the leadership of Sarkaz? Teresa's confessor, I couldn't care less about whatever scheme you're plotting, but you desecrated someone you should never have. Which is why I'll kill you all. It's the last thing I do. Just what the hell is this place? What's this door doing here? Out of my way! Boom. Oh shit, what the fuck is this? What the heck is this? A strange sight indeed. The narrow passage opens into a vast, shadowy cavern, untouched by sunlight. The chilling cave is strewn with dusty weapons and armor. The space is dotted with bizarre crystals, massive patterns reminiscent of airy symbols stretch ominously from the walls down to the ground. W is overcome by an unsettling sensation, as though it is not she who gazes upon the vast underground structure, but the other way around. A blunt sound echoes through the cave. W recognizes it as the sound of bones being crushed by a heavy object. What the fuck is you? Who goes there?
全部買った。
Who goes there? Hidden front is now over. What the fuck is hidden front? Brown has dispatched squads off the main battlefield to execute special missions. They will encounter a variety of challenges on the path to the final goal to reach Londinium. Command a squad directly, determine how they'll handle encounters and complete your mission. So like one of the three different squads to begin. Each squad starts with different initial stats. Each squad excels in its own specialization. Exploit their proficiencies and in specific challenging events, declare them more easily. Squad will face different encounters on their missions. Each encounter requires different stats to clear. The higher stats, the higher success rates. At the same time, completing an encounter successfully will also increase your squad's stats. Plan your squad's growth to help them tackle these encounters more smoothly. After facing a set number of encounters, your squad will face an emergency event. You must successfully handle this encounter for your squad to progress. If stats aren't high enough to declare the emergency event, they will evacuate and lose contact with you. After losing contact with a squad, you may restart with a different team. Then your team will inherit some of the last squad's data, and this will make your encounters easier to try out different encounters and gain experience for your teams. Mm-hmm. Leave for now. Alright, I want to see 14.5. youtube.com Arknights 14.5. Let me hit this real quick. Yep. Oh. I've already seen this. Oh, this is recent, right? 5 months ago. Shaw. Let's see it. Let's fucking see it. Super easy stage. And I was fucking struggling. Then okay. Okay. That's pretty easy, yeah. I wasn't expecting it to just, just blast it over here, but that seems like the only answer that you can have, right? Because you can't deploy anywhere else near it, or you'll never get DP like me, right? And I'm in the same situation as me, where I was using Weedy. I was trying to have it blasted all the way up here or something, but I didn't realize the shield guy only came out from the bottom, and also that one guy, I guess. Man. Okay, neato. Good to know, good to know. Holy. I don't think I got enough energy for the next one. Oh my god. I just don't think so. I feel like if I read another one, I'll just like I'll feel real sippy. Fuck. Let's do another run of IS. Okay, let's go. We'll do a run of IS and see how we feel. Or we just continue. What do? I also am hungry. Look. Let me go see if I can just heat up something real quick, something real quick, and then watch some YouTube videos, and then we'll hopefully go back to chapter 14. Alright, BRB.
いい夢をドクター。
Okay, I'm back. Getting some salmon and rice. And a YouTube video. A YouTube video. Give me a second.
いい夢をドクター。
26 minutes? I don't eat that long. Ah, fuck it, let's go. Hold up. What the fuck? Feels good, man. Uba. It's a VTuber. It's definitely what everyone. It's definitely what everyone calls him. I'm actually kind of interested, just a little bit. Like a third of it. That's a pretty neat grid. That's pretty neat. I actually like that map a lot. What the fuck? Mm-hmm. It's very nice, clean, and compact. Really plug in. I'm so fucking literally not. What's the rest of it? Thermal benchmarks, fan speed thermals. Conclusion. A joint inside the card. I mean, it's $1,000, right? $900. 900. I mean, I guess at this point, as long as you can get a card, right? Fuck it, right? For most people, back into the fucking chip shortage things. Ugh. Okay. Let's do one more and see how we feel. Storm expands faster. Seems like a different one than the first stage, right? Let's go. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, okay, perfect. I thought I messed up the scenes again. Rika, hey, stay still. Let's run for it. What are you talking about? Have you noticed the mercenary under W are all gone? The military commission troops must have arrived. All the more reason to not run around and get caught in the crossfire. If they come, it's curtains for these guys here. We make a run for it now. We could still explain things to General Manfred. Alright, I don't care about this sarcasm guy. And dude's dead. Dude is dead. 50 hours into the operation, 2 hours later. Yeah, what the fuck was this? Nadine. She's kind of cute. Still alive, Ursula. Aren't you the lucky one, Major Ursula? Ursula. It's not every day that you get to lose a critical objective, be captured by the enemy, and still make it back in one piece. Looks like you got along well with your old Scar Market buddies. Watch your tone, Noxer. It's not your place to judge my failure. Regardless of the circumstances, Major Ursula survivor is good news for the military commission. General Manfred, I know about the Synchronarch's death. You can explain later. As for now, I hope you return with something of value. I have the skeleton's location and details about the mercenaries guarding it. That's all? Sounds like it would have been more worth it if you had stayed in the hands of those mercenaries. I want to hear what you think. The mercenaries are trying to reawaken the Fairmont skeleton. Whatever their plans are, it has something to do with them. I don't know what they're plotting. They don't have a lot of people guarding the skeleton for some reason. There's order among them. Yes. Surround the canyon. Take back the spine no matter the cost. What are your plans if you're unable to make it back to the skeleton quickly? I don't enjoy such hypothetical, Ursula. She got away, it's my fault. We'll talk about this later. Where's W? She went out to scout the battlefield. Worst case scenario, she'll run into the enemy before we do. If Ursula got back to Manfred, they might have information on our current location and defenses. We're significantly outnumbered. A prolonged fight doesn't favor us. It's been 50 hours since the doctor's team set out. Any news? Nothing. We have to hold out until the agreed time. Given our odds, the only way to hold off the military commission for the day is if they were struck by a catastrophe. But as things stand, even catastrophes are at their command. The military commission won't let this weapon fall into our hands and threaten their aerial supremacy. They'll come at us with everything they have. We'll have to take the chance. What do you mean? The chance that Manfred doesn't want to destroy the skeleton either. I hope you really know Manfred as well as you think you do. One last question. What happens if we don't get a word from the doctor when the agreed time has passed? And we abandon the skeleton? There's no point fighting to the death. Evacuation comes first. Our main priority is always to keep as many people alive as we can. Reasonable. No objections. There's another way that might delay the Royal Court's attack. Killing their commander. Ascalon. Agreed. I'll kill him. Dude is fucking dead. It's freezing. I don't want to admit it, but I can feel my heart race. Damn, stop trembling. It's just like that time when I had to face Tala alone. No, even worse. This strange figure must be the master of those monsters in this realm. Yet I sense no hostility from him. It's as if my presence is not worth his attention. He just keeps hacking at crystallized bones with his axe without even looking my way. Did he kill all those people? I have my finger on my trigger, but I can't move an inch. Pull yourself together, W. Haven't you seen your fair share of monsters by now? I know who he is, and what this cavern has to do with Teresa. Pry it out of his mouth if that's what it takes. Alright, I don't have time to waste on you, you sorry piece of wood. I have a few questions, and your answers will decide whether my next move is to throw bombs at your face or not. This is a confessorious altar. Are you confessorious? The relentless and haunting sound of the axe striking bones echoed throughout the cavern, as if carrying the weight of arrows forgotten. He slowly opens his mouth to speak. I am a servant of Ch14 Reading, the king of Sarkaz. The bloodline of the king perseveres through life and death. If he who serves the king of Sarkaz is a confessorius, then a confessorius I am. So you can talk. I'll give you a chance to introduce yourself before I shoot. What is this place? What does it have to do with the confessorius? The key. But this key opens no door. Not anymore. Now I am merely the warden of this deep, dark tomb. What are you talking about? Tomb? For who? The countless heroes of Kazdel, and the foes who died at their hands. The grave bearer, the magnificent 8, the brave 11, all have fallen in course of history, and I have buried many of them. Here lies their weapons and armor, remnants of the past. You must be joking. You knew all those people? Don't tell me you're as ancient as that old hag? I don't know why your old face keep clinging to the past. Are you gonna let yesterday's bad jam stop you from eating today? Okay, I need to workshop that. Many emerged from the epoch of heroes, becoming new hope of the Sarkaz time and again, but all of them failed, joining the ashes and dust in this tomb. You stand upon the sword of Ch14, the wrathful cerulean flame. Theresis left it here because he refused to use it. Still, it is not proper to step upon it. Isn't he a character in myths and legends? You're not playing me for a fool, are you? Damn, I took a step back without even realizing it. I should believe in. And why shouldn't I step on Ch14's swords, even if it was real? I have answered your questions. Now you shall answer mine. Why do you trespass upon this place? The axe swings again. The shockwave almost makes W take another step back. I'm here to pick a fight with the confessory. What's the altar used for? Tell me or else. The mission of this altar has ended. No one visits this place anymore, except fools who stumble upon it. A strange fellow answered all my questions with flat interest. Clearly, he'd rather return to this work with the axe than engage with me. I've lashed out at him, but my anger was met with no response. It was like throwing stones into a bottomless pit. What did he mean? He's not with the confessory. Shouldn't he have come after me with his axe the moment the words left my mouth? Hey, I'm talking to you. The smoke clears, but the grunt figures remain upright. I didn't think I could take him out with a single bomb, but seriously, not even a scratch? Futile. This vessel will never change again. Build a vessel that has been denied both eternal life as the instrument of the crown's coming and the sweet release of death. So you're one of Confessor's failed experiments too? You feel bad for yourself? I could free you from your suffering. It is but futile. This man swings his stone axe and bats away Dubby's bomb as though swatting away a fly. Good, I got a response from him. That means there's a chance. 3, 2. The bomb falls exactly where I expected it to. A section of the cavern collapses, trapping him beneath, but not enough to kill him. Point my gun at his head. You said Confessor made you indestructible. Let's see if that can't blow up a hole in your brain at this range. The Confessor likes their experiments, don't they? Did you guys make those big head moths? Disgusting denim monsters. Got the poetry and answer my questions. Do you know Teresa? The exiled one has had the honor of seeing that King of Sarkaz. This is where the tragic king was born. Huh? This is the place? How did they do it? The Confessor brought the king's bloody body back and cut her soul from the myriad, but she was already entwined within the myriad and could no longer exist as herself. Debbie turns around towards the altar in the center of the cavern. The menacing building looks unnerving and smells faintly of blood. What happened here? I dare not think about it, but I can't stop myself. Why? The present of Sarkaz needed her to die. The future of Sarkaz needed her to live. As the king of Sarkaz, she gave her all. Her spirit and her wisdom. Her blood and her bone. You followed the king's path as her former subject, but she is no longer the one you knew. I saw her awakening, the sorrow on her face. I saw the weight on her soul, her eternal torment. Enough, shut up. She was a sacrifice to the myriad souls, to Kazdel, to all the past and future Sarkaz. Tragic king was reborn. This is where Teresa came back, right? I've had enough. Kelsey, Dr. Teresa's, all of you. All of you have your big dreams and ambitions. You talk about doing great things, but did it change anything in the end? People keep dying. The people who should die, the people who shouldn't, and the people who really shouldn't. You won't even let her have her final rest. To hell with the myriad souls and the suffering of Sarkaz. Why should a person have to bear all this burden? All of you can go to hell. I'll blow this place, the place of her desecration, to oblivion. Dust fills the entire cavern. The decrepit ornaments lie in ruins. Yes, yet the explosions are not enough to quench her anger. In the deepest reaches of the cavern, a lone altar resembling a door remains. What is this? Your Highness? Toby pushes the door open. She gently opens the door. What the fuck?
あと6分で到着予定です。
相手のターゲットは誰かな。
火山さん、お願いだからおとなしくしててね。貴重なサンプルをちょっと取らせてもらうだけだから、まだ怒らないでね。
時間をかけるつもりはない。分かった。
煙や粉塵には
Okay.
大量のオリジニウム粒子が含まれるので長居は避けましょう。
Can only go up and down from here, right? Oh shit.
ねえお前の子誰が戦場で旗を武器にするんだよ。
君です。ビクトリアの思考を明晰にするは戦術。
影すら捉えさせない。
Stop.
気ぃつけ。
待機中。
私の名は命令を。
問題ないよ。
リーフ。
動き回るな。そうすればお互い手間が省けるだろう。
I need to push away from me. Fast.
機材の準備や敵へロックオン。攻撃。
I need these guys to fucking die. Like right fucking now. Okay, we cleared it. Found you. Crazy, you're crazy, just like they said. I'm glad you already know. Then you must also know what I do to those who don't tell me what I want to know. Now talk. What are you people planning around Castel? What's behind this overly simple operation? Don't act like I'm stupid just because I don't care about all this, all the in and outs. There's this giving up Castel. You didn't break free of my witchcraft. How long do you think you can last? Until you beg for death on your knees and spit out everything you know? Ha! Merc. You think you're the special one that gets to live? Everyone does. Until death finally comes for them. Death forgets no one. The merited souls are waiting. You won't escape, and neither will she. It's all futile. What about you? Me? I'm happy to embrace my death. Say goodbye to weakness, Sarkaz. A new era has dawned. It belongs to us. Even if there's no place for me and us. Your hand. Medic! We need a medic over here. Damn, he triggered the grenade. With the Sarkaz's death, his art cease. The mire fades and the stench of decay dissipates. Yet, why does the wilderness around them remain so dark? A sense of unease deepens. The expression on the Sarkaz warrior as they died was one of devotion. Why would such an expression appear on the faces of men like them? Were you able to get in touch with the HQ? Intra-squad communication has been partially restored. Heavy interference still prevents us from reaching headquarters, though it's possible that origin activity is spreading in the area. No need to worry though, we haven't heard about any attacks on HQ. Plus, they have Her Highness and Doctor there. We're one step away from winning this war. Where's the vehicle? We're going back now. We haven't received further instructions. We could upset the Doctor's plans if we move without orders. Wait, I'm getting messages from Scout. Scout says... What did he say? Babel is merely a temporary refuge, no different from the countless others before it, or so W had believed. True, there was always clean food and water. The badly wounded were not just left to die, and there were a few interesting guys around. But at the end of the day, it was all the same, just a place to stay. It was not the first time W had lost her home before she joined up with Order and Ines. Sometimes she would return to camp and find it in flames. Sometimes she was the one who set it on fire. It was what she was used to, so no Sarkaz truly believes in a peace and quiet. Destruction was the norm. Conflict was the spice of life. But when she saw the collapsed columns, the blood stains in the corridors, and the doctor yelling instructions, for the first time, she felt a profound sense of collapse. What happened? Make room to see. By the way, was Her Highness? No idea. All security systems have failed. Dr. Kelsey is... Look out! Did you do this? Sarcasm. It's over. Don't say that. Now I see. Her blood was no different from ours. Everything turns black once more, turns dark once more, like a curse that refuses to lift. Darkness engulfs the light, consuming it completely. No one can escape the nights. This war is over, along with this strife. Listen, Sarkaz, victory belongs to... A blade penetrates the assassin's chest. Babel didn't give you any orders of you. What are you doing here? You want to talk to me about violating orders now? Debbie had worked with Ascon for a while now, but this was the first time she saw that look on her face. That look in her eyes. She did not even know that Ascalon was capable of such sorrow. Is what Scout said true? Shouldn't have come back. Not now. Was Her Highness. Sweep the ship, W. Rhode Island is not out of danger yet. Dr. Kelsey is busy dealing with emergencies. We're the only ones. I'm asking you, where's Teresa? Go to the mobility level. That's most likely point of entry. Are you bloody deaf? You said she's dead. I want to see it with my own eyes. Listen to me, Sarcasm Mercenary W. Fulfill your duty unless you want Babel to fall. And all her efforts to be for naught. You're worthless. All of you. Worthless. Why did I ever trust you? Why did I even believe that you could... Nothing's changed. Nothing ever did. All high and mighty, were they not? Everyone on the ship? Then they spend all their time talking about their dreams, all their lofty ideals. Then why couldn't they even protect one person? All the things they've said, things that I thought could be. I was the fool who believed. I saw it. The blood and footprints in the chairman's room. There was nothing else left. It was like nothing was ever there. The darkness was thick and sticky. It always is. Teresa is dead. And I didn't even get to see her one last time. Your Highness? What are you doing here? The door is still... When did it get fixed? Guess closure's good for something after all. The old hag too. We were on stay together, barely, after you were gone. She did her best, so did her little bunny. I did my part too. I want to see you again. Ever since I got to Londinium, I've wondered when I could. I never understood. Why did you always put yourself through so much? Just like how I never understood why you cared so much about that broken door. Teresa is gone. What? And who's standing right there? No. Must be dreaming. Why would Her Highness talk to me? Am I talking to myself? But the work of sarcasm is not done. I will give myself to our cause. For a future where all of us can sleep without fear. I don't understand, but I believe you. What about you then? Teresa turns around and pushes the door. It opens. Teresa walks through the door, followed by countless silhouettes. Their voices booming, their questions piercing. The sarcasm will never be saved. No one can escape suffering, for we had once suffered. No one can escape hatred, for we had once hated. All the senseless deaths, all the shattered hopes. Where is paradise? Where is peace? Teresa's steps are slow and heavy. W opens her mouth. What should she say? What could she say? She finally realized that it was not a conversation she had just experienced, but an echo of Teresa. But she could not resist asking the shadow, "How can I save you, Your Highness? If you're still alive, keep going. You will go further than I ever have." "How will I know I've gone far enough? If I killed you, will you be saved?" There is no answer. Teresa does not turn back. Neither do the silhouettes. Their footsteps are slow, but their direction remains unwavering. Teresa walks further into the night, almost out of sight. "Your Highness." Abby finally lets out what she's been holding back. "Screw the myriad souls, screw their sufferings. I'll bring peace back to you. Maybe you never had a true peace, but screw it. I'll end it all. For you, Your Highness." Did she see Teresa stop for a brief moment? W isn't sure. She shimmers and blends into the light. Darkness returns once more. What was that? You heard the king's echo. You're alive? Kalitko appears behind W without realizing. Neither the bombs nor the falling rocks left a mark on him. He comes up beside W and gently closes the door. Her Highness has left. How could you be so calm when I just blew up your home? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If destruction is inevitable, why despair when it comes? You don't let things get to you, I'll give you that. Honestly, I'm starting to find you interesting. Aren't you supposed to be really powerful? Didn't any of the kings of Sarkas try to send you to do something useful? The one I serve, Kisar Turstaj, transcends history itself. He is a colossal titan in the vast river of time. I followed him in his wars, my sword, an instrument of death to his command, but my body, a failed vessel at extending his life. Guess even the craziest among us have their loyalists. The experiment failed, unable to fulfill my destined purpose. I banished myself to this realm. I am of no use, fit only to gather the remnants of bygone heroes and mourn their past. I have been waiting for someone to open the door to the future. I thought Teresa would be the one to do so. You. The gaunt figure picks up the broken altar fragments on the ground and grinds them into fine dust. He trails the powder down his cheeks with his fingers, creating two streaks that resemble tears. Her Highness Teresa is gone. You have picked up her last echo. The King of Sarkaz's old subject. Your presence here may not be a coincidence, young Sarkaz. You know what? I think so too. Got to leave a souvenir in the confessor's nest. Looks down to find several bombs at his feet. Why did you... You know what? Out of all the old freaks I've met, you're one of the more interesting ones. I couldn't leave a confessorius without leaving a present behind. What is your name, mercenary? Find it on Teresa's tombstone. Ch14
ドクター、ご機嫌いかがかな？ドクター、ご機嫌いかがかな？
I think that's where I will end it for today. I think so. I'm getting too sleepy. One more story and I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm trying so hard. Yeah, I don't want to skip the story too. Let's skip the story either because it's a great story. It's just I'm tired of reading. No IS today, I think. Yeah, GG's. I'll be back tomorrow, maybe we'll see. I do have class tomorrow, so we'll see. GG's. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys later. Bit of a short